Hello, my YouTube familia. I'm back. I'm here hitting you with my 2018 favorites. Yay! So I'm really excited about this one because I obviously just love talking makeup, and that's all I do. Well, not all I do, but I do it as a hobby. Is I love trying out tons of stuff, seeing what I like, seeing what I don't like. I love watching everyone else's videos this time of year because it's so fun for me to see what people really have enjoyed the most out of the whole year of playing with products. So if you want to see what made my all-star VIP list, then keep on watching. So I'm trying to think of like the order that I kind of want to go in, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to do skin first and then move into like eyebrows and eyes. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is primer. So I mean, there's been a lot of like good stuff that I've liked throughout the year, but I'm really going to try to condense this and make this as short a video as possible and really just focus in on the ones that I use the most, if not, yeah, the most. So for the primer, I chose my SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primer Oil. I have loved this primer so much. I was sleeping on it. I've had it for a while, and then this year I became obsessed with it. I think this is really my only primer that I really used. I did dabble into a few, but then I always just ended up going back to my primer oil. I do have normal to dry skin, so I feel like this just always was consistent with my skin. I do like full coverage foundations, and so I just felt like the primer oil was always a safe go-to to make sure that my face didn't look too cakey or dry. So this one. And let's do foundations. So foundations, this was really easy for me. I pretty much kept it to 3 all year long. The first one that I became super obsessed with was my Diorskin Forever. I heard about it through Jaclyn Hill, of course, but I absolutely love this foundation. There's something special in it. I don't know how to describe it. When you first put it on, it's nothing that's gonna like blow your socks off, but after like 15 minutes of wearing this, your face, your pores, everything just looks phenomenal. I don't know what it is, but I love it. And I'm in the shade 21. I believe it's linen, but yeah. So that's the shade I'm in. And then the next one is Too Faced Born This Way. Another amazing foundation. I love the texture it leaves my skin. Coverage is great. The formula is great. I'm in the color Golden Beige, which I love the color for my skin. And then the next one is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I'm in this shade Stromboli. Same thing. I feel like these all kind of are similar to each other, but they really work good for my skin type, which is normal to dry. I don't like an overly matte finish. I'm cool with matte, but not just, I don't like that flat matte. And all these foundations I feel like really allow some type of like a natural radiance come through, so your skin does look like skin, but you just look flawless in it. So yeah, this is my other one. Okay, so I did want to do one more. It's like a consolation prize. I did use it a lot, and it's a drugstore foundation, and I think it is so good. And it is the Maybelline Superstay. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage. This is such a good foundation. I love my Maybelline Fit Me's and the Matte and Poreless and the Milani, the 2-in-1 conceals. Those have always been my ride or die drugstore foundations, but this one took the cake on all of those, which I feel like that's saying a lot. All right, concealers. Now, of course, you know, I'm gonna mention Tarte Shape Tape. I mean, it's everybody's favorite. It's my favorite. I still haven't put it down. I still love it. But I feel like I'm kind of itching to try something new. I'm trying to find something else just to see if there is anything better out there. And I have found a couple ones that I feel like are coming really close to my Tarte. And the first one is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I really, really like this concealer. I'm in the shade Vanilla. This is what I'm wearing this today. But I just think this is a really good concealer. The coverage is great. It's buildable, and it's more moisturizing, which a lot of people have the beef with the Shape Tape because it can be a little drying, but I feel like this one is definitely more moisturizing. And then also, I'm really surprised about this one. I am really enjoying the KKW concealer. I'm not enjoying the size. It really like irks me how little this thing is for the price. But I'm in the shade 5. I feel like this concealer is so lightweight, but just pigmented. So it feels like nothing's on your skin, but it really does give you good coverage, and it is buildable too. But yeah, I think it's great. We can go into powders. So the powders that I've used the most so far, well, for the year, I still have not been able to give up on my Coty Airspun. This I think will always stay in my collection. I use the translucent extra coverage one, but what I use this the most for is carving out my cheeks after I've done bronzing or contouring. I really just use this just to carve out under to clean it up. I feel like this works so good for that, and it doesn't leave a white cast on your cheeks like some powders do. And yeah, I just really, really like it. Sometimes I'll do it to do some contouring around my nose too, but mainly for my cheeks, but it's such a good powder. The next loose powder that I've used is my Cover FX, let's see, what is it? Perfect Setting Powder. This really is a great powder. I am normal to dry, like I've said, but it is awesome for setting your makeup. I feel like it really does blur out your imperfections, your pores, your texture, whatever you want to call it. I feel like it just really, really works for me. And then another powder that I'm loving to set just my face, I don't use it for my under eye, is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation. This really is a beautiful powder. I'm not super into the foundation, which bugs me because I don't know why everybody else is. It just does not blow me away for that price tag. But the powder I love. I use this a lot to just set my outer perimeter of my face, and it does give you a little coverage, which is fun, cool. I love extra coverage. It doesn't make your face look drying or cakey. It's not, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't make you look super powdery, but it does add that extra coverage, and it does set. So that's to me like the perfect like powder combination for me for what I'm looking for when I'm setting my makeup. So that's a good one. And this one I found kind of recently, but I'm wishing that I found it way. And this is like an oldie but goodie. It's the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. Oh, sorry. The Giorgio Armani, I'm a shade 4, in case I don't think I said. But the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance powder, I don't know how I came across like hearing about this powder, but I use this to set my under eye, and I'm in the shade 105 Ivory. This powder is really good for CoverGirl powder. You can even, what I do, I set my under eye with this powder, but I set it, you could do a brush, or sometimes I'll go in with a wet sponge and actually like go in and set my under eye. And I feel like it really makes your under eye look brighter and almost kind of glowy, but it doesn't make my under eye dry or crepey. So I feel like the older I'm getting, I'm starting to have to be more careful with my under eye area, and I do feel with the weather too, it's just making it even worse, my under eye area. But with this powder, I can actually go in and bake with it, which is crazy. And yeah, really, really good. Okay, the next one, same, I haven't been using this for that long, but I love it so much that I wish I could have used it all year long, so I am going to include it. But it is the KKW Beauty Brightening Powder in number 2. This powder is, I know I've heard like a lot of good things online with it, but did I say I got the shade 2, so it's like the pink one, but it really does make a difference. All I do is I get a, you know, some type of setting brush, just use a little bit, tap off the excess, and I really just focus it like on the inner part of my face, and it really does brighten. And the formula is great. It's not same thing drying. Next, let's get into some bronzers. Bronzers are tough for me because I like to just dibble dabble, kind of like blushes. I play with bronzers all the time, different ones. MAC Give Me Sun is still, I think, going to be one of my absolute favorite bronzers for my skin coloring. I do have more of an olive undertone, so some of the more cooler, ashier bronzers, like even the Marc Jacobs, the Omega Tantastic one, I was so sad it didn't work for me. It just didn't do it for my skin tone for some reason. But I've been really liking the Laura Mercier, the Matte Radiance Baked Powder, and I got the shade 3. This is what it looks like. But I really, really, really like it. I like it because it does remind me of MAC Give Me Sun. It's a really pretty, warm, glowy shade. But I don't know, it just looks really flawless on the skin. It's buildable. Yeah, that's a good one. And for my fair, like lately I haven't been doing much self-tanner, so I have been super, super fair. And so I've been noticing that the bronzers that I usually go to, the warmer ones, I just am not liking it on my skin. It's just looking too orangey on my skin. So I have been using, and I love it. It's such a sleeper. It is a limited edition though, so hopefully, I don't know if it's gonna be hard to get your hands on it, but it's by Wet n Wild, and it's You're Dragging Me Down. This is what it looks like. And it's a neutral, I would say. It's not so much cool, but it's just a neutral tone. And for some reason, it just really works on my skin type when I'm fair. So this one, I was really surprised on how much I liked it. But yeah, that's a good one. And another one of KKW Beauty that I have been using a ton is her contour powder highlight kit or whatever, but I'm in the shade medium. I don't really mess with the highlighters. I have my go-to highlighters that I like. I use these sometimes for like my eyebrow bone or like the inner corner highlight, but these I really, really like. They are warm, so if you're not into warm bronzing or contouring, this probably won't be a good fit for you, but I'm loving these two shades for bronzing and contouring. They are so good, crazy pigmented, so you do have to be careful, but same thing, they're blendable. They last, which I was kind of like, okay, is this gonna last on me is the question, but it does. So everything about it has been really, really good, and I'm really happy with it. And the palette, or the sizes are pretty good too, so that's gonna last me forever. So if we're gonna go talk bronzers, I'll get into cream bronzers. So I love cream products. I mess with them constantly. I'll do some drugstore first. So I am going to talk about the Makeup Revolution. It's their foundation stick, but I'm in the shade for contouring or bronzing, F14. I think this is what it looks like. This is what the shade is, but it is an awesome product for bronzing and contouring. I just love the way it blends effortlessly on your skin and has just a great formula. So this one, I think I've talked about this a lot, but it's the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and it's in the shade 30 Cafe. This is so easy to work with, so easy to use. I love the shade, super blendable, especially if you're in a hurry too, or to travel with. You don't have to worry about, doing a bunch of stuff. All you have to do is just dot your face and blend it with a brush or beauty blender, and it always comes out so good. So this is always a go-to of mine. And let's see. I've been using this for years. It's the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Beautiful Bronze. I always end up going back to this one. I'll stray for a little while, but then I always go back to this. Same reason. It's just so easy to work with. It's a beautiful color. I just love it. I hate the packaging though, but I deal with it because it's such a good product and it's so affordable. And another one that I used a lot in the summer, I've kind of tailed back just these last couple months, but it's by Fenty Beauty, and it's her matchstick in Rum. And this is such a beautiful, for me, I use it more as like a bronze topper. So I'll go in with all my normal like bronzers, and then I'll warm it up and I'll like get a brush and brush it, and then I'll dab it over my bronzer, and it gives a really pretty sheen to the face, very glowy, very summery. It doesn't what do you call it, like manipulate the powder, or it doesn't break up my makeup. It works really well. So I want to try some of like the blush colors, but really good product, so I'm really liking that. And this one has been on the list for a while for me. I've been using it for years. I probably need to throw it away because it's expired, but it still works. But it's the Soleil Tan de Chanel cream bronzer. I still love it. I still use it all the time when I'm cream bronzing. I know it doesn't work for everybody. It's kind of like its own niche, like with its color, and it doesn't work for everybody, but I love this product. I use it to add on top of cream, like a darker cream, and it just helps blend the darker color into your skin, and it also adds just this like really pretty glow like with your bronzer. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's beautiful. It looks so good on the skin. It's expensive, I know, but it lasts forever, and I just love using it with my cream contour products. So, wow. All right, let's do, oh, sorry. Let me go back to this really quick, Hoola. So I only use Hoola. I love Hoola, but I only use it for my nose to contour my nose. But I feel like it just is the perfect contour color for my nose. I'm particular, I don't like to use too warm or too ashy, but I just feel like this is the perfect in between, and it never strays me wrong with Benefit Hoola. So I had to give a shout out to that one. And for blushes, so same thing, like I've said, I use a ton of blushes. I love to play with them. I love blushes, but I picked out 4 that are my favorite. I normally gravitate towards the warm, corally, nudie bronze, neutral shades, but I have been venturing out and I've been going into more of the pinks, and I'm loving it. But first, let me get into the corally colors. So I use the California by Benefit. Love this powder. It's especially great for summer. It's just a fun bright of coral. Formula's good, smells good. It's a fun blush, I love it. And then this next one is by Milani Baked Blush, and it's in the shade Bellissimo Bronze. And it's a really gorgeous, corally, glowy, with like little gold flecks in it. So this is another great color for summer and spring, so love it. I'm wearing that right now, I think, yeah. And for the pinks, it's 2 drugstores, and this one really surprised me. I did really enjoy the Burt's Bees Cinnamon Blush. I know that was kind of went viral with everybody, but and I enjoyed that one a lot, and I did use it. But then for some reason I decided to pick up this one, and it's in shade Blush, or no, sorry. I thought it was like blush pink. It's in the shade Shy Pink 120. That's what it looks like. But I freaking love this blush. You have to try this. Like, do not sleep on it. I don't know what it is. Well, the Burt's Bees formula is awesome, but this color, I love it. So yeah, just love it. I don't know why. It's such a good blush. And then this other one I love as well, and it's on the pink, more on the pinky side. It's by Flower Beauty, and it's in the shade Warm Hibiscus, and that's what it looks like. And it has this really pretty pink gold vibe to it. So it does add a little bit of like a glow and sheen to the face, but it just adds that little pinch of pink and kind of livens up your cheeks. But it's such a cute color. Formula's great. It's really good. Let's go into highlighters. Now I know it's gonna be super basic, super boring, but I just, you know, when you like what you like, and I just could not stray from these 2 highlighters. The first one being the Hourglass Strobe palette. I don't know if they have this anymore, but I believe you can buy them individually. So, and I like all 3 colors, so I use them all sometimes at the same time. But I have never found a highlighter like these. Like they do kind of have like that metallic sheen to it, but it's just a beautiful, more natural metallic look, if that makes sense. Almost kind of a wet looking. I've kind of been straying from the more like shimmery glitters, and I just feel like sometimes they're not that flattering on your skin, and they kind of highlight like little like lines, or when you smile, or expressions. The older I'm getting, I'm like, okay, I think I need to like put the crazy glitter ones to the side. But this one still works for me and I love it. It's so good. And this one, I bought the baby one, but it's gonna last me forever still. But this one is by Hourglass too, and it's one of the ambient lighting powders in luminous light. And I love this one too. Like this one is more on the natural side from the strobe. The strobes are like more noticeable pow in your face. This one, it's subtle. It's just this beautiful, natural, literally glow. But it's noticeable, but it's not too much. It's still more on the natural end. So if you're more of a natural gal, but you want a little bit of a glow, lit from within kind of look, I would definitely try this one out. It's beautiful.